Welcome to Shark Week. Today we're stepping on the land with a chainsaw-wielding man shark with jaws of the shark.
The synopsis really hooked us. You've heard us complain about the lack of street sharks in our lives. We love the man shark, a biped shark. We need that. And this delivered. If you like Velocipaster, you're gonna love this one. This is gonna be full of spoilers. It's a fun movie. Everything we spoil doesn't matter. You can go watch it on Tubi. That's where we found it, digging in the crates, looking for just another shark movie. This is a Swedish movie that is very, very low budget and hilarious.
It killed my boyfriend when we were having sex.
I hate it when that happens.
So most of our characters don't have names, so this might be a little bit hard to figure out.
Their names are their descriptions. Like, that's what they are.
Right, it's just like, hey, brunette, blonde, and I guess that's how we'll refer to them. The intro to the movie, we meet, just some throwaway casts that are going camping. It's supposed to be this guy's birthday. This guy has been jogging around in the coolest suit ever, and he unfortunately stumbles upon an escaped man shark. And this guy's arm gets bitten off while he's on the phone with his friends that are going to the party.
Like, this is probably my favorite shark of all time.
It's up there for me, absolutely.
Yeah, it was the best.
So we get to like the campsite, like people are setting up their tents and stuff.
What are we doing wrong?
They just end up getting killed. And it's so good. When that guy gets ripped in half, you really see the foam in all its glory.
Yeah, so he's banging our blonde character because she's like a recurring character through this film. Her sister, the brunette, is just off in her own tent. And then there's the lesbians. One of them leads us to a random lumberjack in the middle of the night. And this is where our shark gets his chainsaw.
One of the best parts about this, aside from the actual shark, is just the production.
Are we a good couple?
If we weren't, God would give us a sign.
It seems like it's a film student's movie. And it's so funny because it's as if you went and got your friends and you went and made a movie. And that's what this feels like. That's why I had so much fun with it. There's a lot of stuff that's just like intentionally funny, but there is so much stuff that is not intentionally funny, and that's the good stuff.
Well, the girls say that it was a monster that killed them. We have found shark teeth.
So basically what ends up happening is we have a detective or like a Sherlock Holmes kind of guy who is gonna solve the case. And our
a mystery.
This is a mystery indeed.
We just go to our next set of kills, which is a bunch of stoners who get shredded up by the chainsaw.
My friends are totally getting eaten by a shark.
Like the chainsaw kill where he cuts that person in half. And I can show all this because there's no blood. It's just fucking foam bits. The one guy gets like strangled by the intestine. I don't think that was shown as well, but it didn't matter because you're fucking laughing your ass off the whole time anyway because you're looking at this stupid shark with all the foam stuff.
And that shark suit, you just can't get over how awesome it looks.
I just thinking about this movie and how great it is.
Just when you think like, oh, I wonder what ridiculous kill is gonna happen next. Because the shark itself is evolving. It's like getting a personality, which I think is hilarious. But we have a scene in the police station where they call in the brunette sister to identify the killers. And you wanna talk about budget costumes.
Oh my God. This is like if you went on Wish and you're like, okay, I want to get all these serial killer costumes. You're like, okay, Leatherface, kind of scuffed, but that's to be expected. He's making his own masks, so we'll ignore that one. Ghostface is like slightly sloppy. You see Jason, and you're like, what's going on here? But then you go to Michael Myers, and holy Christ. This guy is like Ben Tramer got ran over 50 times. It is just awful, and I need that mask. I need it so bad. You should check out Pizzowell's video. I'll link it in the description. He bought like a ton of Michael Myers masks, and oh, they are even worse than this. That's an awesome video. Please check that out.
And as much as we praise this movie for like how self-aware it is, I think this is where we get our first taste of kind of a dislike when they're too aware of a situation and the fifth suspect on the line is just a token black guy. It's kind of awkward.
The only black man for miles around. Very suspicious.
But for some reason, the inspector does say like, hey, you sister, you're part of the research team. You're part of the squad now.
Well, he does that because this is where we get the shark dressing up like a chef to eat his sushi.
Yeah.
And our inspector now is running away because he finally realizes that the shark is real. The inspector gets in his car. You have the shark on top of the car driving away. Looks like they just taped the shark to the back of the car as it just drives.
That was my favorite, where it's just dragging this dude, and it's so funny. Oh, there are some really fun moments. The brunette is just she's taking it on.
She just wants this shark done.
I will pay you good money if you bring it back.
You can't let it go loose. It's very dangerous.
The brunette and the blonde sister were played by the same person, and whenever they were together, you would have something over top of their face.
And that happened with a couple different characters. It was so funny.
So then we have the brunette who is in charge with the hunter now.
I'm Brew, the hunter, and this man shark of yours is now my prey.
He's just like an army guy with a gas mask on. That's because he's hiding his identity because he's somebody else in this movie, probably. He's been trying to track down Cthulhu and stuff.
Cthulhu? Are you serious?
He gives the brunette a big ass gun. He's like, hey, here, use this sniper rifle.
Because they gotta trank the shark to bring it back to the scientists. So we have our showdown between the shark, the brunette sister with our shark hunter, and then a random other guy who the blonde sister brought in to get revenge for her boyfriend. And this is where we get this epic showdown of machete versus chainsaw, and a boob gets lopped off, and that boob is just literally like a cantaloupe that the shark uses in battle.
I love that. And when this is happening, they're on the beach, of course. It's the middle of the field. But there's a Baywatch babe running, trying to save the lives of these poor victims of a shark. And she helps fight, but eventually after the battle is done, she gives our bounty hunter her number and wants to go on a date with him.
The brunette successfully tranquilizes the shark, which they bring back to the scientists so that they can make it even more powerful by adding cybernetics.
Which is the stupidest fucking thing.
As long as it doesn't escape again and start killing people.
And they acknowledge that later. They're like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
When I think about it, it was actually pretty goddamn stupid.
So the shark escapes. We have entered our third and final act. Our hunter is upset because he can't find his hot date, as he kept saying. So him and the brunette are like, okay, we found where she is. She's being held hostage. Or was she? Because the shark was feeding her. It looked like they were on a date.
Yeah, the shark was trying to get down with her for sure. And yeah, she was eating whatever he was feeding her. I don't know what that weird meat was, but
it builds up to, again, another cringe and kind of downfall moment to this film where the token black guy,
their words, not ours.
His character's name is Black Guy. He invites the blonde girl and the stoners, the other characters we've seen, to a cabin in the woods with his shark pheromones, which was given to him by the hunter.
He told me it's going to improve my performance in bed.
So Black Guy sprays himself and then goes to take a poop in the field. And you can guess what happens.
It was very weird. I'll play some of it. So long as you guys aren't getting sexually aroused by this, I think YouTube shouldn't be having a bad time with it.
Hopefully they don't classify this as bestiality.
It's a movie. This is the problem. YouTube robot AI shit doesn't get that this isn't a shark. High praise for the filmmakers, I'll bet. But if this gets 18 plus for this scene, god damn it. That's the end of us. And then we have our brunette with an even bigger gun and a bigger bullet. And this shit is fucking comically huge. And I like this one. She just shoots him through the fin and unfortunately goes right through it.
And a miniature toy cow that just explodes.
It was so good. It reminded me of that Freak on a Leash video from Korn from back in the day. Remember that? And then bullet number 2 actually hits though.
It has like the hole in his head, but the blonde sister comes in with a DeWalt impact driver and has the attachment of an egg beater on it and is just like blends the shark's brain so the foam comes out of the brain.
That was good.
And she walks off in the distance with the Baywatch girl and the hunter to go have a good time.
And what's the brunette doing?
Playing video games. Playing Darkness 2.
Yeah, shout out to that shirt. That shirt is awesome. That game for Xbox back in the day, oh my god. I played the hell out of Darkness. I love Darkness and Witchblade. I'd love a Witchblade game, please, which I looked into. I found assets for. They were in the process of making a Witchblade game, and I'm pissed it never happened. But I want that Darkness shirt. Unrelated. Anyway, this movie rocked because it didn't take itself serious. And it was so over the top, just in concept and in delivery. Like, all the foam shit, so good. When that person goes in the shack, it just gets gobbled up, and then there's just like foam arms and stuff get flung at the door. Great. This is a huge recommend for me. And probably one of the best shark movies of this entire week. So I'm gonna give this 3.5 homemade gun vaults out of 5.
This is everything I could ever ask for in a shark movie because all I want is ridiculousness, and that's what this film is. It knows what its audience wants, and it gave one of the greatest looking sharks ever. I think everyone should go out and watch it. I will admit, some of the jokes do appear dated and are a little cringy, but that's just the style of this film. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 4 fishing for clues out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, links are in the description. And if you want more shark movie reviews, come back tomorrow because we've got more shark movie reviews. I didn't know how to end it. Go watch the movie.
And that's how we got the Nobel Prize.